Welcome everybody. I hope we are doing great today. And today we're going to be adding up. We're going to be not adding up. We're going to be cutting up our kimono dress. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll be folding it over my fabric like this into two. I'm making sure that my fabric is being folded into two. Then I refold it again into four, depending on how long you want your sleeve to be. This is the most easiest into four. Okay, so like I said, depends on how long you want your kimono to the sleeve to be. Okay, that will actually determine on what you really want. So what I have there, I'll be putting 1/4. That's shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then the rest is going to be for my sleeve. You can make it long one if you don't want. Okay, what I have there is about 10 inches. Is good to go. Good to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pin up my piece so that it will not move when I'm working on. Okay, making sure that I match up my design. Okay, mash up my designs. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go ahead and cut. Not only cutting like that, but first of all, we want to come here and draw a straight line, which is going to be the guideline, the shoulder line. Okay, which is going to be the shoulder line. I'll just draw. It's a guideline as well as the shoulder line. You see what I've just done, right? Can you see me? All right, yeah. What are you cutting? I think I put the title there, kimono. So I'm going to go ahead, take up my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Mine is 14 divided by 2 is going to give me 7. I mark that up right there. I mark it up. Okay. Then after that, you can choose to slant it down. You can choose not to slant it. Therefore, you may continue this thing. Okay, that's optional. So first of all, we're going to be working on the neck. Then the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead the neck depth and the neck width. Okay, so like I said, you can choose to slant it, you can choose not to slant it. This is a kimono. It's something very, very simple to make. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll go ahead, I'll connect the neck depth of the back, which is going to be, you can go ahead and mark 1 inch. The neck width of 3 inch. The neck depth of the front, which is going to be, at least depending on how open you want it to be, you can go ahead and go with it with 8 inch. All right. Then I'm going to mark these points up like that. We can connect. We are going to connect it up like this. Okay. I'll go ahead, connect these points up like that. Remember, I folded my fabric into 4, meaning that I'm going to cut the back and the front together. That's what I do not tell you, right? Back and front together. It's a simple kimono we are making. No stress up. You can make it round. You can make it just something like this, not straight like this. Okay, so that we just go ahead and do it up like that, whichever way you choose to. So I have my shoulder measurement. Then I'm going to go ahead and add on my sleeve, depending on how long you want your sleeve to be. What I have there is 12 inch. This is the 12 inch. From that 12 inch, I'm going to slant it down. Sorry. From that 12 inch, which is here, I'm going to slant it down by 1 inch. You see what I've just done, right? So we'll connect this up like that. From here, from where the shoulder measurement is. Now we're going to go ahead and mark how big you want the sleeve to be. Remember, how big you want it to be is up to you. First of all, before we go ahead and mark up the sleeve, the next thing you want to do is to get from the shoulder, to mark from the shoulder to your bust point line. Okay, mark is 10.5 inch. Shoulder to the bust point line, which is right there. I'm going to mark, or you just go ahead and mark from shoulder to waist. Then you can go ahead and connect it all the way to that point. This is it. You can make it more bigger if you want to. So mark from shoulder to the waist, which is going to be my half length, which is normally 15 inch. From the shoulder to hip, my hip, which is 22 inch. From the shoulder to the length, I want it to be very long. What I have here is 44 inch, which is good to go. 44 inch is good to go. So I'm gonna connect that point up, these points here. I'm gonna connect this other point up. Okay, now once we are done doing so, the next thing you want to do is to add up your measurement. Adding up the measurement, now that is this is where you're going to determine how big, how free you want the kimono to be. Okay, how free you want it to be. If you want it to be a little bit fitted, but kimono normally they are supposed to be big, free on the body. All right, so from this line, this is the nipple point line, I'm going to go down by 2 inch. 2 inch. I'm going to connect that point up with a straight line. Now, you're going to take the round bust measurement. This is how big I want my sleeve to be. Okay, what I have there is about 11 inch. That's how free I want my sleeve to be. So now what you're going to do is to put your bust measurement. Normally my round bust is 34. 34, I'm going to go ahead and divide that by 4. Folding up your tape like this into 2. Then you fold it again like this into 2. Actually, automatically, I've divided my waist, my bust into 4. Sorry about that. I'm going to come here. I'm going to mark on this line, which is 8.5. Like I said, depending on how free you want it to be, I'm going to go ahead. I'll be adding, you can add 4 inch, you can add 3 inch. Remember, you're adding 3 inch for both the back and the front, meaning that it's going to be large, it's going to be big. So I have added 3 inch. That's how big I want it to be. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to connect these points up like this. Then this part, I'm just going to go ahead and curve it up like this. You see? Curve that part up. But we're not supposed to do so. We're supposed to go ahead. This part here is going to be the same as my waist, okay? You can choose to make it straight. So here on the hip depth line, I'm going to put 1/4 of the hip, which is 37 divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. Just divide it the way I divided. Then you're going to go ahead and extend 3 inch to it. All right. Now, go ahead. You want to make this part not too curvy. You don't want it to look funny. So that by the time you're stitching it, it should not look funny. Like I said, It should not look funny. I'm going to go ahead and connect it up like that. Remember, I've added 3" to it. You can make the downer part to be straight. If you want, you can give it that curve, that opening at this downer part. This is how my sleeve is going to be. This is my sleeve. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this up. Like I said, I don't want it to be curved. Right there. You can always try it as much as possible to get it straight. You can see if I see that it's not that good, I'm just going to go ahead and connect it all the way like this. So by the time you stitch it, everything should look good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cut. Remember, we've added 3" to it. Okay, 3" is more than enough. First thing, we're going to be cutting up. This is the where my sleeve is going to end. This is my sleeve, which is what I have there. You can either go ahead and measure around your armhole divided by 2. What I have there is 9. I'm going to be adding up allowance. Okay, I'll leave this line because I'll be needing that up later on to join it up. So I'm cutting up the back first. See, I'm cutting up the back first. Then here, I'll just leave all this allowance here. Like I said, slanting it down is optional. You can slant it down. You can even cut up your piece in one. If you have one full piece, you can just go ahead and cut that up. Now, we're going to go ahead and cut from this downer part. Remember, I've added 3" of allowance, okay? Which is going to be more than enough. Look at how tiny I am. I'm gonna boo. I didn't want it to be that big. Right there, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it up like that, like that, like that, like so. And you can make the sleeve to be a longer sleeve, okay? Okay. Now we have both cut the back and the front. Let's first of all move this side. I'm going to go ahead, move this up, move one piece from it. Okay, remove one piece from it. Let me see, did I pin this up? Move this other piece. I'm going to go ahead, fold it over into 2. Remember, I added 3 extra inch. Now this part, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. This is how I'm going to cut it up. I want to make sure that everything is good and straight to go. Where are those my pins? This is it. You can choose to make it a boo-boo kimono. Whichever one you want to make is fine. So we've removed the back from it. Now we can go ahead and cut this part up from here. See the way it's been cut? I'm going to take it all the way down. Take it all the way down. You can make it a free one, very, very free and boo-boo. You can make it something a little bit fitted, but not too fitted. Normally, it's not supposed to be fitted. Now, I have cut both the back and the front. For the band, we are not going to be cutting the band now, because if I cut it, maybe it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as long as it is, okay? So what simply you're going to do, after cutting, stitching, you have to stitch the side seam. the back and the front, you place it up. This is the front, how it look like. We're going to be placing it over like this, you see. Here is like, it's not straight, you can just connect it straight, but I wanted something like this, a little bit curve here like this, sorry, a little bit. You can see here, you can choose to just connect it straight, but you see the way mine is, right? It's not going to be straight here. So this is it. This is the front of it, just as simple. This is the front of it. Here is the back of it. So when we want to cut up, normally the band that goes at the front is by taking the round neck, whatever you have from here, you measure up whatever you have to here, all the way round. Normally we do that when we have joined up the two shoulder. As you can see, this is just it. When normally do that when we have joined up the two shoulder. And this sleeve, I have to add a little band here. Okay, so this is just what I came to show you guys on how you can go ahead and do. So sorry, my chalk. Okay, thank God that it has not gone. It's not broken. Just it. We're going to be stitching. The full tutorial is going to come up soon. So stay cool to my page, my channel, my YouTube channel. We'll be hoping to see you guys some other time. Ciao, ciao. Bye. Bye-bye to everybody. Okay? How did they have this thing? Oh my God.